Hello friends, already we studied engineering mechanics in the first year. Now in the second year, we have one subject, that is strength of material. This subject is also interesting. For this subject, few basic things required from the engineering mechanics. Here we are going to start chapter moment of inertia. See, in the first module, we have this chapter, that is moment of inertia. In the moment of inertia, we have some subtopics. Here you can see in our syllabus, we have area moment of inertia, principal axis, and principal moment of inertia. See, few important theorems are there. Parallel axis theorem, polar moment of inertia. See, in the first year, we studied types of forces, system of forces. Here, in this topic, the first subtopic is area moment of inertia. In this topic, you can see this diagram. See, in this diagram, OX is the horizontal axis. You can see this axis, that is OX. This one is the vertical axis, that is OY. See, this is the area. It's an irregular shape. See, this is horizontal distance from vertical axis, that is OY. The distance is X. This dark spot indicates elemental area, that is dA, and the vertical distance means distance from OX axis, that is vertical distance. See, this is the vertical distance, that is Y. You see, this horizontal distance is X and this vertical distance is Y. Horizontal distance is from vertical axis OY and vertical distance is from horizontal axis OX. So you can see here, these are the coordinates X and Y. See the exact definition of area moment of inertia. Moment of an elementary or about any axis is given as the product of area of element and square of its distance from the axis. It is called the first moment of R on moment of inertia. It is denoted by the capital letter I. See, you can see this. SI unit of moment of inertia is meter raised to 4. If you are considering all the dimensions in mm, then it will be mm raised to 4. See, in this diagram, dA, already I explained, dA is an elemental area situated at x, y. See, you can see in this diagram, this elemental area is situated at x and y. The moment of inertia of the area A about OY is defined as the sum of second moment of area. See, so here the formula is OYY is equal to integration of dA into x square. See, in this diagram, x is the distance from vertical axis. So formula for IYY is equal to integration of dA into x square according to the definition. See, the area moment of inertia of the area A about OX means about this horizontal axis. Again, according to the definition, Ixx is equal to integration of dA into y square. See, you can observe that whenever there is a moment of inertia about YY, here x square. Whenever you are taking Ixx, here we are taking distance y square. X is the distance from vertical axis, that is OY, and y is the distance from horizontal axis OX. So these are the very important formulas. So you can note down these formulas. Iyy is equal to integration of dA into x square. Ixx is equal to integration of dA into y square. See the next subtopic, that is radius of gyration. Here we are taking all the important points one by one, and then we will solve the problem. Radius of gyration. The radius of gyration, the definition is the radius of gyration of a given area about any axis is the distance from the given axis at which the entire area is assumed to be concentrated without changing the mi about the given axis. See, again I am repeating. The radius of gyration of given area about any axis is that distance from the given axis at which the entire area is assumed to be concentrated without changing moment of inertia about the given axis. It is denoted by K or small r. See, you can see the how radius of gyration denotes. See, you can see the formula. Moment of inertia, you can see I is equal to A into K square. A is the area, K is the radius of gyration. The moment of inertia is equal to A into K square according to the definition. See, therefore, K is equal to under root of I upon A. I is nothing but moment of inertia and A is the area, entire area. The unit of radius of gyration will be mm, centimeter, meter, etc. See, if we know that moment of inertia about yy, moment of inertia about xx. So here again, for the radius of gyration, the concepts are same. You have to calculate radius of gyration about x axis and radius of gyration about y axis. So whenever you will consider radius of gyration about x axis, then the formula will be under root of Ixx upon area. Similarly, whenever you will consider kyy is equal to under root of Iyy upon A. See, both formulas are very important. Already we completed moment of inertia. After that moment of inertia, we know what is meant by radius of gyration. See, few theorems are there. We have to write down all the important formulas. Here, in the theorem of parallel axis, you can see this diagram. Already we use parallel axis theorem in the first year. Here, just I am going to revise this point because this point is very, very important in the strength of material. See, you can see this diagram. After watching this diagram, I will explain you exact definition of parallel axis theorem and how we can use this theorem in our subject. See, this one is the horizontal line. You can consider this is the baseline, that is AB. You can consider that is axis AB. Here, the point G is given. This is the entire elemental, this is the dA, that is elemental area. And this one is the non-geometrical shape, that is area A. This is the centroid point, or you can see the center point of the entire diagram. Already we know about the center of gravity and centroid. In the first year, we completed centroid. So here you can see that x axis, this is the horizontal axis, which is passing through the centroid point. The axis is horizontal. So here we are taking x. See, this is the vertical distance small y. See, the distance between elemental area and this centroid point, we have taken distance y. The distance between two parallel axes, x, that is horizontal axis, and this one is AB. Both axes are parallel to each other. So the distance between them, that is h. That is the perpendicular distance between them, that is h. See, now you can see the definition of this theorem. It states that the moment of inertia about any axis, here we are taking AB axis. So the moment of inertia about AB, that is IAB, is the algebraic sum of moment of inertia about its centroidal axis, that is IG, and the product of area of the section and square of distance between two centroidal and reference axes. See, according to this definition, here consider an area A. This is the entire area A. XX is the centroidal horizontal axis. Let an elemental area, that is dA, that already I shown you, at a distance y. This distance is y. This is the distance from centroidal axis. But if you are considering from AB, the distance will be h plus y. A non-centroidal horizontal axis at a vertical distance h from centroidal axis xx. Here you can see in the diagram. According to definition, we know that integration of dA into y square is the formula for moment of inertia about AB. But we know that this y distance is nothing but y plus h. So the formula will be moment of inertia about AB is equal to integration of dA into y plus h square. We know that a plus b whole bracket square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. According to this, here the next step is moment of inertia about AB is equal to integration of dA is into, in bracket, y square plus 2yah plus h square. Here, if you will solve this, you will get IAB, that is moment of inertia about AB, is equal to integration of dA into y square plus 2h integration of dA into y plus h square into integration of dA. So we know that dA into y square is equal to Ixx. That is the formula that already we studied. And integration of dA into y is nothing but a into y bar, where y bar is a vertical distance of a centroid G from XX, which happens to be 0 in this case. Here we are considering the distance y bar is 0. So automatically this term will be moment of inertia about AB is equal to Ixx plus AH square. This formula is very, very, very important. Already we are known with this formula. Just here, I explain this thing. This equation represents parallel axis theorem. You can note down moment of inertia about AB is equal to Ixx plus AH square. See what we completed now. First one, moment of inertia. The second one, radius of a gyration. And third one, that is theorem of a parallel axis. See, one more important point is there, that is polar moment of inertia. That is also very important topic. Here we are just taking all the syllabus topics one by one. See, polar moment of inertia is nothing but theorem of perpendicular axis. You can see this diagram. See, diagram indicates so many things. Again, the first important thing, OX is the horizontal axis, OY is the vertical axis. As previous, X is the horizontal distance from vertical axis OY. Y is the vertical distance from horizontal axis OX. See, this one is the elemental area, that is dA. This distance is also given from O point. O is the intersecting point of the OX and OY. Means O is the intersecting point of the horizontal axis and vertical axis. See, you can see this triangle. It is very, very, very important. This triangle is very important because here we will use the Pythagoras theorem. See, this one is X, this one is Y. See, the definition of theorem of perpendicular axis, or you can say the polar moment of inertia. It states that if Ixx and Iyy are the moment of inertia of a plane section about the two mutually perpendicular axes meeting at O, then the moment of inertia Izz about Xx and Yy is the sum of moment of inertia about X axis. See, here you can see OZ axis, which is perpendicular to the axis OX and OY. OX and OY, these are the horizontal and vertical axis, mutually perpendicular 90 degree, which is at right angles to the plane of the paper. The elemental area dA is at X from OY and Y from OX. And the new point that is very important, R distance is from OZ. See, already I told you this is a very important triangle. So here Izz, we know that integration of dA into R square, that is the distance. So Izz is equal to dA in bracket R square is nothing but Y square plus X square. Already we told you about the Pythagoras theorem. This distance, if you calculate this distance, if you want to calculate this distance, then definitely according to the Pythagoras, this distance square plus this distance square is equal to this distance square. Means in this diagram, the R square is nothing but this vertical distance square, that is Y square, and the horizontal distance, that is X square. So the formula will be integration of dA in bracket Y square plus X square. This R square is replaced by Y square plus X. If you will simplify this, you will get integration of dA into Y square plus integration of dA into X square. And we know that integration of dA into Y square is nothing but Ixx. Integration of dA into X square is nothing but Iyy. So here Izz is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. See, according to the theorem, it is proved that Izz is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. This theorem is your theorem of perpendicular axis, or you can say the polar moment of inertia. As the three axes are perpendicular to each other, that equation represents theorem of perpendicular axis. That is, Izz is also denoted by the capital letter J. Means see, the capital letter I is nothing but a moment of inertia, and capital letter J is nothing but a polar moment of inertia. See, you can calculate the moment of inertia for different geometrical shapes like a triangle, rectangle, semicircle, circle, quarter circle, right angle triangle. So many geometrical shapes are there. See, in our syllabus, we have rectangle, triangle, then circle, semicircle, quarter circle, right angle triangle. See, here, just I am going to explain you the moment of inertia of a rectangle. You can see this diagram. See, I will provide you the chart for each and every geometrical shape. See, in the first year, we know that how we can calculate x bar and y bar from x-axis and y-axis. See, we know that the formula for centroid of a different geometrical shape. That is the base for moment of inertia. Here, I will provide you the entire chart for a required geometrical shape. See, here you can see that the base is given, that is B. The height of a triangle is given, rectangle is given, that is D. See, XX is passing through the centroid point where diagonal of rectangle cuts each other, that is your center point, and XX is passing through the centroid point, that is horizontal line, that is XX, horizontal axis, that is XX. See, here the positive distance d by 2, the entire depth of the rectangle, that is d. So half distance is above the centroid point and half distance is below the centroidal axis. See, so this distance is also d by 2. Here we are considering one strip, that is very important strip, that is, so you can see this strip, it is very important strip. The distance of that strip is from centroidal axis xx, that is y, you can see in this diagram. So distance is y, and the vertical distance of this strip, that is dy, mentioned in the diagram. You can see the horizontal distance of strip is equal to the base distance, that is b, you can see here. So see in this diagram, rectangular area of width, that is b, means base distance, that is b. Depth distance is given, that is d. Already I explained you the elemental strip parallel to xx. The important thing, this strip is now parallel to the xx, and at a distance y, you can see this distance y. And thickness of that strip, that is dy. Already I explained you dy. So the area of element strip dA is nothing but b into dy. We know the formula for area, that is base into depth. So here the base distance, that is b, and the height, or you can see the depth of a strip, that is dy. So here formula will be b into dy. See, according to the definition of moment of inertia about x axis, the formula will be integration of dA into y square. See, here we are putting the limits minus d by 2 to plus d by 2. See, this d by 2 distance is below the centroidal axis, so we have taken minus, and the top distance, that is d by 2, that is positive. You can see in this diagram. See, as we know, the dA is nothing but b into dy. So here we are putting dA, instead of dA, we are putting b into dy. Here, integration of minus d by 2 to plus d by 2, these are the limits, into, so you can see this diagram. Phase distance is given, depth is given, and we know the dA is nothing but b into dy. So here b into dy and this y square. So by square into dy. Whenever you will simplify this, b, that is constant, in bracket y cube upon 3, bracket complete. The limits are minus d by 2 to d by 2. Whenever you will solve this, you will get Ixx is equal to b upon 3. Here, instead of y cube, we are putting the limits. See, in this equation, we have taken d by 2 cube minus the limits minus d by 2, bracket complete, cube, the entire bracket is complete, is equal to bd cube by 12. See, if you will solve this, you will get the answer bd cube by 12. See, in this diagram, we considered xx, that is horizontal axis. So here, according to horizontal axis, the base, this one is the base, this one is the depth. So the formula will be bd cube by 12. Whenever you will consider the vertical axis, the passing through the centroid point, that is yy, at that time, the d will be the base and b will be the depth. So whenever you will consider Iyy, the remaining steps are same, and the answer will be db cube upon 12. So instead of b, there will be a d. Instead of d, there will be a b. The formula will be Iyy is equal to db cube by 12. If you will consider the moment of inertia about the base, means this is your base point, baseline. This is your base. And we know that parallel axis theorem, because the base is parallel to the xx axis. So here you can see that the limit will be from 0 to d. So the formula will be b into y square into dy. The answer will be bd cube by 3. See the limits 0 to d. In the previous case, the limit was minus d by 2 to plus d by 2, because we have taken from centroidal axis. See, you can prove this by using parallel axis theorem also. Here you can see I of a base is equal to Ixx plus AH square. Just we studied Ixx is BD cube by 12 plus area of rectangle, that is B into D, plus H square. So H is the D by 2 whole bracket square. If you will simplify this, again you will get I of base is equal to BD cube by 3. As before, here we did according to the another method. Here we use parallel axis theorem. The answers will be same. See, similarly, here the moment of inertia of a triangle. Already I have given notes in the E content. So you can refer that notes and you can prove the moment of inertia for a rectangle, moment of inertia for a semicircle, moment of inertia for a quarter circle. Here, just I am explaining these diagrams. The steps are same as moment of inertia of a rectangle. See here in the triangle, the centroidal axis xx is passing from a distance h by 3 from base. This is your base. Strip is given which is parallel to the centroidal axis. See the vertical distance of that strip dy as previous. This distance, that is b dash. See in this diagram the distance is given. See again the steps are same. You will get the formulas. See here you can see the formula, that is moment of inertia about base BC is BH cube by 12, that is for triangle. Here you can say the moment of inertia about XX, that is BH cube by 36. Here you can say, see, moment of inertia about DE, that is BH cube by 4. See, the different conditions are given. You can see in the notes also. Already I have provided the notes for triangle. Now, not need to explain each and everything. Moment of inertia of a circle. Again, the steps like moment of inertia of a rectangle. The formula will be pi by 32 d raised to 4. Here you can see Ixx and Iyy. See here Ixx and Iyy is given. That is pi by 64 into d raised to 4. See this formula is for Izz. That is pi by 32 into d raised to 4. See moment of inertia of a semicircle. See just I am explaining the diagrams. In the chart, I will provide you all the shapes, the formula for Ixx and Iyy from centroidal axis, that is Ixx and Iyy. See, one more important point which is required for this chapter, that is section modulus, or you can say the modulus of section. See, the section modulus is the ratio of moment of inertia of a beam section about neutral axis to be distance of extreme fiber from neutral axis. It is denoted by Z. See, the SI unit of a sectional modulus is mm cube, centimeter cube, or if you are considering the distance is in meter, then it will be meter cube. So the section of modulus, or you can say the modulus of section, is nothing but moment of inertia upon y. See again here I am repeating this statement. Sectional modulus is the ratio of moment of inertia of the beam section about neutral axis to the distance of extreme fiber from neutral axis. It is denoted by capital letter Z. SI unit of a sectional modulus is mm cube or centimeter cube. If you are considering distance from in meter, then it will be meter cube. See, Z is equal to I upon Y. So similarly, here will be ZXX and ZYY. Again, the conditions are same. See, Y is the extreme fiber from neutral axis. It's the extreme fiber distance from the neutral axis. That I will explain in the diagram also. But here, we are taking moment of inertia of laminas passing through the centroid. See, you have to draw all these diagrams. That is very important. You have to refer E content also. In the video, it is very difficult to give that much time to write down. But while watching this video, if you will refer the E content, given E content, definitely it will be more useful. It will be very easy to understand because each and everything is given in the E content. Whatever I am explaining here, each and everything is given in the E content. So you can see the serial number, the first shape, that is a rectangular shape. So base is given, that is B. The depth is given, that is D. This one is the horizontal axis, that is X. This one is the vertical axis, Y. See, you have to draw each and every shape in the given format. See, X bar is given, that you are aware with the X bar and Y bar. X bar is the distance from Y axis, Y bar is the distance from X axis. See, so you can see this. X bar is given, that is B by 2. The entire distance, that is B. And height, or you can see the depth of this rectangle, that is D. So the Y bar will be D by 2. Already you studied centroid, so you know that about X bar and Y bar. So according to this, here IG means moment of inertia from centroidal axis. Here the centroidal axis IXX and I5Y. So already I have taken the proof for rectangle. So according to this will be BD cube by 12 and this one will be DB cube by 12. See, while solving each and every problem of moment of inertia, you have to refer this chart. So this chart is very, very important for moment of inertia. So you have to note down all the formulas. IXX for rectangle, that is BD cube by 12. IYY, that is DB cube by 12. For each and every diagram, you have to concentrate on horizontal axis and vertical axis. X bar and Y bar, both things are also important for each and every diagram. See the another shape, that is square. The horizontal distance, that is A, vertical distance, that is also A, because we know that all sides of squares are equal. Here, this is your point where the diagonal cuts, that is the centroidal point. So the X bar will be A by 2, Y bar is also A by 2. And according to the definition, according to the proof, the formula will be IXS is equal to A raised to 4 upon 12 and IYY is also A raised to 4 by 12. See, for each and every shape, IXX and IYY is given. Here, I am explaining you where is horizontal axis, where is vertical axis, X bar, Y bar, IXX, IYY. You have to note down all the important things. And you have to use all the formulas to solve the problem. So all the important points you have to note down and accordingly we will proceed for the problem. See, for every chapter, the required theory is very important. See the third step, or you can say the third shape, that is symmetrical triangle. You can see this symmetrical triangle. This one is the horizontal axis. This one is the vertical axis. Height is given, that is H. This distance is given AB. So the X bar is also given. See, Y bar is also given. In this case, Y bar will be H by 3. Already, you see here, I am not explaining centroid, or you can see the center of gravity, but the base is required from that chapters. already we have studied that chapters in engineering mechanics. So you know that how x bar is equal to b by 2 and y bar is equal to h by 3. That is the required base that already I have explained. See, the formula will be bh cube by 36 ixx. Iyy will be hb cube by 48. See, all the proofs are given. So here we are not wasting time to prove each and everything. One point, that is moment of inertia of rectangle, I explained you. Remaining you can do very easily. Here, that is right angle triangle, that is another shape. You can see the centroidal point. Here is the 90 degree. So from 90 degree, it will be b by 3. The height will be h by 3. You can see here already in the centroid chapter, we completed this in the first year. The formula will be bh cube by 36. This one will be hb cube by 36. This is the ixx. This one is the iyy. You have to note down all the points. This is another shape, that is circle. See, for the circle, you can see this diagram very, very carefully. See, for each and every diagram, where is horizontal axis and where is vertical axis? That is very, very important. See, the diameter of circle is given, that is d. Y bar is given, that is capital D by 2. X bar is also given, that is D by 2. This is the centroidal point. Here Ix is equal to pi by 64 into d raised to 4. Again, Iyy is equal to pi by 64 into d raised to 4. See, proofs are given, but you have to make chart for each and every shape. That will be more understandable if you will make chart. At the time of exam, you can revise all the things very well. Semicircle is given. Here you can see the semicircle. This one is the horizontal axis. This one is the vertical axis. See, selection of vertical and horizontal axis is very important while solving the problem. So here again and again, I am concentrating on horizontal and vertical axis. This distance, that is x bar, that is d by 2. This vertical distance, that is capital D by 2. So here y is given. You can see the distance from OX axis. We know the y bar is equal to 4r upon 3 phi. This formula already we studied in the engineering mechanics, the centroid. This distance, that is capital R, that is the radius of circle, radius of this semicircle. This distance, that is d, that is the diameter of semicircle. And according to this, the formula will be 0.11 into r raised to 4. Similarly, pi by 128 into d raised to 4 for Iyy, or you can say pi by 8 into r raised to 4. See, here we are considering d, that is diameter. Here we are considering r. You can consider diameter, or you can consider radius also. See, the formulas are very, very, very important. Here, one more shape, that is quarter circle. Here, in this diagram, this is the horizontal axis, this one is the vertical axis. R is given, X bar is also given, Y bar is also given. See the distance from that 90 degree is that intersecting point. You can see this. From this intersecting point, this distance is 4r upon 3 phi. And again, the vertical distance is also 4r upon 3 pi. So x bar and y bar is 4r upon 3 pi. Formula will be 0.055 r raised to 4. That is the formula for Ixx of a quarter circle. And the similar formula that for Iyy is equal to 0.055 into r raised to 4. See, here I completed the entire theory which is required for this chapter. what I have completed, moment of inertia, then radius of gyration, then parallel axis theorem, then perpendicular axis theorem, that is polar moment of inertia. I completed Ixx and Iyy for different shapes. See, just you have to refer all the things very well. And the next video, you will get the knowledge about numericals, and we will solve all the numericals, all the university problems also in the next video.